Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for being here today. So today is all about the metallics. Yes, so I'm doing a silver, copper, gold with a black and white creation. I'm really excited for this. I love metallics and I'm also going to use my funnel. I'm back to do my funnel pour with those 5 colours. So this is very much about the metallics, how they work with the black and white through the funnel on a square canvas. I'm going to take you down now so you can see the paints and the brands that I'm using, and I'm so excited that you're here with me. So as always, let's see what we can create. So here are the brands of the paint that I'm going to use for my funnel pour. My 3 metallics are all by Pebeo. And I've got an iridescent copper, an iridescent gold, and an iridescent silver. If you want exactly the same tones, you can see the codes on the side there. And then I'm using a black and a white by Amsterdam, titanium white and lamp black. And I'm going to use my funnel to layer the paints in the funnel and release it onto the canvas. But let me just show you now the consistencies. So all my paints are mixed with pouring medium and water. I've got 1 part paint, 1 part water, 3 parts pouring medium. I'll list all that information in the description box, but you can see here it trickles off the spatula, leaves a slight trace. So not too thin, not too thick, runny honey. That's kind of the consistency that I'm looking for today. So it's the same with all of the colours, the gold, the copper, the silver, the white and the black. So my colours are mixed up. They're the brands that I'm using. Let's go. So I'm just going to take some black and I'm just going to puddle some of the paint in the middle of the canvas. I'm going to do this so the paint I layer in the funnel has some paint that it can go underneath and start mixing with. So I'm just adding a little bit of the paint in the centre, picking my canvas up and tilting it in a circular motion to spread that paint out. So the idea is to take the funnel and then place the funnel within that black paint. I'm just using my torch to pop the air bubbles first, and then I'm going to take my funnel. You can see here it's just a silicone funnel, placing the funnel within the paint, so immersing that funnel end onto the paint so it touches the base of the canvas. I'm then going to take one colour at a time. I'm starting with the white and then I'll go on to the metallics, and I'm just going to add in a little bit of the paint one by one, whilst also holding the funnel in place. I'm going to do this several times. I'm not going to add too much of paint all at once, but I'm going to try and do a metallic colour, then either the white or the black, and then another metallic colour. So building up those layers within that funnel. I'm going to take my copper and just add a little bit of the copper on top of the white that I've just placed in there. And I'm going to repeat that layer after layer. I used the white previously, so I'm now going to use the black. And then once I've used the black, I'm going to place that down on my table, and then I'll go for the gold, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the gold paint on top. And as I said, I'm going to repeat this process until I've got enough paint in my funnel to move on as part of the process. I'm happy with the volume that I've got, so I'm just going to lift the funnel up and down, up and down, up and down, releasing the paint from underneath that funnel. That funnel is still immersed within that black paint, so that's going to mix all together. But by doing the up and down motion and releasing that paint, I'm going to create lines, well, circles. I'm going to repeat this process and I'm going to add more paint in the funnel, again taking one metallic at a time, adding a little bit of black or white and then another metallic to increase the volume of paint that I have on my canvas. So I'm just going to layer up the funnel again, and then we go through that same motion of releasing that paint by lifting the funnel up and down on the canvas. So here we go, again just lifting it up and down, releasing the paint that we've layered within that funnel, allowing that paint to escape from underneath. And you can see here the rings that it's creating by doing that up and down motion. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it out if you can. By doing that really helps me reach new people across YouTube who might be interested in this type of art, who don't yet watch my channel. So it's just helping me spread the word, letting people know that I'm here and this is what I'm doing. And if they're interested, they can watch along too. So a big thank you in advance for doing that. I really appreciate that. So you'll see here, I'm adding some black. This is Lamp Black by Amsterdam, around that pattern that we've already created with the funnel. This is going to really help maintain those lines as we start pushing the paint across the canvas in a circular motion. I'm just using my torch now to pop any air bubbles, and then what I'm going to do is I will pick up my canvas and start stretching the paint out. Okay, so now for the fun part. I'm going to lift my canvas up, and although it's a square canvas, I'm just going to start spreading that paint, stretching it out, but in a circular motion. You can see here how that black paint is helping that other paint that we've already released from the funnel travel across that canvas. It's about getting the balance right of having enough paint to play with on the surface area, but not wasting too much paint by pushing more paint off the canvas and onto the table. Although all the paint that I do push off gets collected and used as a flow extender in the future. I'm just taking my time, and you can see here I've spread out the pattern, the paint, and I'm just going to use my torch to pop any further air bubbles. I just want to pop as many air bubbles as I can, because that might create cracking when it starts to dry. So now it's about really looking at the pattern that's been created and looking at the composition. And then I'm going to go for the first corner, pushing that paint over the edge and down the side. I turn the canvas as I move the paint to the other corner, just covering that full surface area, pushing the paint towards the corner down the edge. I place my canvas back on my cups and just turn the canvas, mainly so I can show you how I'm tilting and how I'm moving the paint along that surface area and really opening up that pattern, really opening up that design. And you can see there how all those colours are merging together and how all those lines that were created by using the funnel, by going up and down, are really opening up. Just a few final tweaks with the composition. I'm going to take all the drips off the edges, and here's the wet version. I'm going to take you in now for a closer look at the wet version. I'll of course let this dry and I'll take you back in just so you can see the final version, the dry version. But just look at some of those details there, how those paints have worked really well together, those metallics, but along with the black and the white, the shapes that have been created, and all those lines that were also created by using the funnel in that up and down method. So that was the wet version, and here's the dry one. I do really love that contrast with the black and white mixed with those metallics. I really think the copper takes pride here. I do love that shimmer of gold on that far left corner at the top that I'll show you in a minute. But I do really love the depth to this piece. It's quite inviting. It intrigues me to look at those patterns and those details as we move around that canvas. And the eye starts in the middle and takes you around the canvas to the outer edges, looking at those lines that were formed and the patterns that have been created too. I've had so much fun with these metallics, and I really want to do more with metallics in the future. But let me know what techniques you'd like me to try. Which ones would you like me to show on my channel? A big thank you for all of your continued support and encouragement, and I hope you have a great week ahead, and I'll get to see you again in the next video. See you soon everyone, take care, and remember, let me know in the comments what you think about this and what techniques you'd like me to try. Bye!